Congratulations. Hello everyone, good morning, welcome to a new month. It's the month of November, and I will be doing the presentation, and this is our usual pre-market session ahead of London session opening, and I'll be showing you guys what I have in terms of how we want to position for the week to come. All right, so let's get right into the chart, and then we look at some major plays, and we look at some minor plays, and we look at some cryptos, and we look at some crude oil in time with chemicals to do so. We really have 20 minutes now before we wrap this up, because I need to get back to the office ahead of London session. At least I could be a little bit late. Okay, let's just do this. All right. USDCHF has been following the downtrend, right, for quite a while, all right. But even when we had this drop here, right, drop, right, and we started to see more of, price not able to break above this key area here. Okay, now we have it that price have yet failed, okay, until the monthly time frame to fail to make push it upside. So what we're looking at, you're seeing that we are in a very broad, so let me just make this B, okay, so we're in a very big, okay, area here, okay, around the I think our mark should be around this structure here, the 1.02 area, and our low is around this point. We had a low here, right, before now. We had a 0.92 area, which was broken, this candle. So currently, if we could have a pullback here, I think of some sort on the longer term, right? So my CPR is actually coming to the 0.87 area, but I think that's one thing we'll have to be evaluate, okay, in terms of the future, and how everything is going to play in the whole general market. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing in the future. All right, so what we're looking at what we'll be doing in terms of this month and probably December in terms of the USDCHF. Okay, so ahead of the presidential election in US, I think that is going to actually stir up the market, actually create volatility in the market, but actually for some place can actually, I talked this many times, that some people can actually create indecision candles, okay, at the end of the day, going up, coming down, coming back to close around the market opening, and you can have this candle be in this nature here, right? That's an indecision candle. All right, so we have to bear that in at the back of our minds, okay? So we're not going to be taking so that wide trade, okay? As to speak, okay, so we're just going to take trade with high probability board, right? Like we did last week, and we saw how all those things paid off cleanly. So we're just going to be looking at this USDCHF, and this one actually tracked us for last week, because what we saw for last week was a channel, okay, here. So we actually looked to hop into the trade here, and in the chapter, because we looked at this area being the high of the week, Tuesday, and market dropped from that point, coming back up, testing this area, forming flat. When I saw that, I knew that there was problem, and I just wanted to see if there could be a breakout. And once that happened, I was hit, and I was out of trade, and all this pullback, right, happened, and you see our price then rose to the upside. So that was really crazy, for last week, but that's also part of the business. Okay, so we need to expect these losses to come at one point, but we don't need to actually let it get the best part of us in terms of our net decision. And so currently, what we are looking at, we will not be looking at taking any trade of this structure here, okay, because what we're doing this week, we had this two structure here, so this was sort of broken here with the Friday candle also confirming the structure. So possibly we could further still have uprises, all right, but we don't know on a monthly time frame. I think well, I don't know, because I think we could have a pullback from, so I think we can continue. I think I would really love to fancy the chance of price coming to testing the 0.92 921 area here around the zone. So we look at the 9-2 area around that zone. I think on a monthly scale, that should be the top block structure of the previous month here. So probably I would fancy a possibility of price coming into testing the zones and but definitely what we want to be seeing, say apart from that, we want to be seeing some pullback or some sort, because definitely I think I would fancy a pullback probably in a week. I don't know, fancy a pullback maybe of the week. I could actually right off from that point up here. I can look to target downside here. I think that would be a very nice trade to take. Okay, so we'll just go straight to some of that currency, the USDJPY on a weekly time frame. We have price coming in here. So possibly one of the things that I've always seen price do with the USDJPY is actually doing a pullback. So what we just wanted to do this week, we don't want to see a pullback the whole of the week. We're not going to be taking any trade of this the whole of the week. We just want to see a pullback, right? Because definitely if the it's risk up sentiment, okay, in the market, what's going to happen is that the USDJPY is going to go down in terms of risk off sentiment, and when risk on, right, it's going to go up. So possibly we can actually have a little bit of risk on here, use to take advantage of the JPY actually relaxing a little bit for now the next drop to downside, because definitely I still expect this drop to actually come into around the 143 area on the near term. I don't know if now, but I really expect that. So on a daily time frame, we have seen that early in the day, we have seen the P actually did rise 0.10% in the day, and it's still looking like rising because there was strong rejection. Possibly you could expect that, but well, I think if you actually see that rise even up to here, testing the 105 area, then we will look to short around that point, risking up here and targeting the 104, 103, 500 area. I think that would be a nice time to actually do that. Okay, the EURUSD. EURUSD last week I spoke about the EURUSD trade we took with the EURUSD, and we had some sort of wedge pattern here, which I spoke about on Monday. All right, so we had price coming, put our pending order here. That was triggered, stop loss here, and now we're back here. So definitely that was a wonderful trade for last week, and it really backed those awesome pips. We backed about 156 pips from that trade alone, so that was very awesome. And this week, what we're looking to do this week, looking at the whole general market from a monthly time frame, okay, weekly time frame, monthly time frame. This candle here, all right, if we just look at the candle, you would see that this looks somewhat like a filling candle, right? Also similar to here, all right? So what we're going to be doing with this candle is that we're going to be looking for a bit of an opportunity for price to come up, then we shut it down. So price is some sort of come up, then we shut it down. When we're looking at that, we're looking at possibility of reducing our risk. Okay, we're looking at an option of reducing our risk in terms of risk exposure, right? That would be very awesome. And just go ahead and put the lines here. Is we then see that we then see that we need to reduce our risk of some sort, because definitely 1.7 area. I think the next area here would be around the structure here, which is the low, which 1.16 area, and I think we'll just wait, okay, for some sort of pullback. We want to be shorting this pair to downside, so we don't want to be involved in any long trade whatsoever, all right, irrespective of how we are positioned. Okay, so we just want to wait for some pullback, and then we can actually short back to the downside. So possibly we're looking at some pullback round into this area, so we can have that. But I think this is 1.8 Fibonacci level, also 8.6 Fibonacci level will also be a cool area to start looking for the short opportunity. So we'll take a Fibonacci from a swing high to swing low. This should be a swing low. We expect price to still further come down one more time. So we're looking at the structure around the 1.1614 area to be our swing low. Okay, so we can look at pullback of 1.8 Fibonacci level, which could actually come into testing this previous structure of the 1.8 78 area here, all right? Also 78.6 is also a cool area, so we can actually short from there, actually risking just a little bit above the 1.19 area to the downside. That would really be a very good trade to take. Probably could actually last us probably 2-3 weeks to complete. I think it's awesome. All right, so the USD card. All right, the USD card looks quite distinctive and also follow in the same direction as the USD. Okay, what are you doing in terms of the strength? The strength actually follows similar. Okay, so if you're having the strength coming in the USD, definitely the USD card will also go up. Okay, if you're having weakness coming in, it will also go down. All right, so we'll just be doing everything into capturing whatever is happening in the market. But definitely the 1.34 area would be a very good resistance, and we want to be seeing how price will then react inside that structure. If there could be a very cool reaction of that structure, I think we would then reevaluate the situation and look for possibility to actually go in on a trade there. But until then, I don't think we're doing anything with this right now, and just hold on to it and then watch how everything unfolds. Okay, and I think that will be very classic. Okay, that will one of the things. That will be very classic. And all right. Okay, so we'll just move into the GBP. The GBP at this point, I spoke about the GBP for last week, that nobody should be looking for the possibility to actually long the GBP for any reason, all right, unless against the NZD and the USD, okay, the NZD and the AUD, because those are actually risk on pay, okay, so in risk off mode, okay, we're going to be seeing the GBP actually rise against the NZD and also rise against the AUD, and also euro rise against the space, so in the risk of sentiments, okay, period, okay, so what we saw here, we did see a very huge rejection of previous structure. Price broke down, came back into testing this huge structure here. Possibly can actually take a while before the next drop would happen, possibly 4-5 weeks, right 1 month plus, okay, before we have that next drop. But definitely with this huge rejection here starting to fill in, possibly could actually look to fill in again. Possibly I am looking at this high not being able to take over. So possibly how will this reflect also the GBP because definitely we're looking at the GBP indices and how we're going to approach the GBP USD. All right, so if that would be the situation, I think the 1.13 area would be a very nice structure for a short trade, and we can then look to target the 1.27 area. And let's look at if you're going to be taking a trade up here with the 0.1 lot. I think our stop loss could be somewhere around here, 1.32. Use 1.323. Okay, 1.323 area, and our target area with 1.27. All right, so that will be 271. That will be very awesome. So let's look at what we're going to be having in terms of coming to this. Okay, because I think I disabled my to make that visible. All right, so let's look at here. We're going to be making $316, and we're going to be risking. This is why way too wide. Okay, we're going to have to use that little bit, right? So that will be risking 186, 82, and we're going to target 300. So that's more of 1:2 risk to reward trade. All right, so that will be very awesome to see. And let's get this off, you know. All right, so here we have a huge block of structure here, support. All right, so we just don't want to quickly rush into any decision making on Monday. Possibly we could have a bounce of the structures. I think that will be the only time we look to go in on a trade. All right, but definitely everything needs to be reached for now. Okay, so we just go on draw. Let's actually draw this. You know, we can actually draw this. All right. But in a situation like this, I don't like to draw the downside, okay, because of how it's looking. So I like to draw the upside, upper boundaries, okay, upper boundaries, lower boundaries. So I actually enter in either the lower boundaries within the upper boundaries, okay. And I think anything is possible, okay, with this trade. Anything is possible with this pay You can actually do any of two, but definitely I think a more wide area in terms of low risk would be inside of this area, 1.32 area. I think that would be a very nice short area. Okay, with volatility coming in the market, and I think we don't know what the market is going to do next time. Okay, so last week we did see the NZD actually trade in some sort of an upward channel here, but couldn't really do much. Okay, actually came into resistance or fall back, approaching support. And we could actually see a little bit of rise into testing the 1.67 area, because that's where I want to only start shorting the NZDUSD to the downside. Okay, so I just wanted the current monthly candle to actually close. So when that did happen, I knew that I had a possible area. This is a swing candle. Okay, so we could actually see anything coming in here. All right, so we're just gonna be we have okay. Was wow. I think we will not be going on the long trade. Okay, so we just wait here, because I'm seeing okay, 1, 2, well, couldn't rise much, drop, so possibly could rise, possibly could drop. I think we'll just wait. If it could rise, we'll just shut the trade down there. So if it drop, I think we'll just get out of the trade and watch out for this level. Okay, some sort of, you know, bounce or bounce down structure. Okay, the AUD at the moment broke through the 0.702 area. That was right from market opening. Okay, I don't think right from market opening. So I think that will not really interest us. Okay, just this little bit. No, just go through this. All right, so that would be a very cool area there. So right from market opening, I think it's making a run for the money. Okay, but even when it's making a run for the money, I don't think it will interest me until it will have a pullback into this zone. All right, and then I could look to short target the 0.67 area. Let it continue to run for the money. I don't think I'll be concerned of any sort. Okay, because what I'm looking at that is this was where price last fell, so I'm expecting you know, price to actually come into that area and then show me a reaction, and then I could be able to short to downside around the 0.68 area. So I'm looking at targeting the two areas here, which is 0.68 area. Okay, so we look at 68 area and also targeting the 0.67 area. That will be two areas which we look to. But at the moment, we are seeing us trading around the 0.72 as upper boundary, and also 0.702 as lower boundary. So this is a very big boundary here, and we'll just see how the two boundaries will actually hold price. This is about 125 boundary, so we'll just see how everything will go in the market. Okay, so we'll just go straight into the euro and also the GBP correlated pace, and gosh, okay. I think there's too much noise here. Too much noise here. I think we just have to avoid the euro entity. Too much noise. Okay. The one interests me most is the GBP CHF. Okay, GBPCHF have not been able to break above the 1.19 area in 2 months. Okay, 2 months since last broke here. All right, and it was September, and we did have that which is upside, couldn't break September. October couldn't break, so we could actually have a retest in November. Then we could actually short the downside. So definitely, what we're doing, we're putting up pending sell order here around the 1.19 area. I think that will be the only area which we want to start to short this place to downside. But whatever is happening here, I don't think it will interest us and doesn't interest us in any way. Weekly time frame, last week we did see this candle try to make some push up. So definitely, I want to see this next candle actually come into trying and testing and rejecting the structure. Then we can sell to downside. I really think I would really love to trade this way more than some other currencies I've actually seen in the first market in few weeks. Possibly, let's see, 80 pips. So we're looking at 80 pips rise from that point to structure, but we'll not be long in this thing. We'll wait for opportunity to actually short this thing. So we're looking at our risk. We're going to risk 20 pips above this previous high here. So this previous high was already at 70, so we're looking at risking 20 pips. So our stop loss will be around the 1.19. Right, so we can actually risk round figure 1.2. Okay, and look to target 1.2. That would give us possible stop loss of 130 pips. We're going to target this point around the 238 pips. So I think that would be cool to see, right? Currently we're having low, new, so, but could, you know, could sort of be trading contracting, okay, some sort of contracting pattern, okay, sort of contracting pattern. You know, initially when I saw this trade here, all right, so I was looking at, you know, the bouncing game, all right, so actually play the bouncing game with it. At this point here, bounce support. When this came up here, I actually shot here, and I was looking at a double reaction here. Actually, I looked at this area, but then stall, and I looked at this area, this stall. So I wasn't able to get into the trade here because this was already Wednesday high, right? So looking at showing the downside to breaking this point, and it looked really crazy for me at that point. So what we're looking to do is look for some reaccumulation of some sort, so we can actually look to drop to the downside. I think that would be very awesome. Okay, the Euro AUD. Euro AUD. Euro AUD looks bullish. Okay, looks just bullish at every time frame. Okay, the weekly looks bullish. The we had breakout here, finishing candle here. Okay, so we can look for bullish momentum here. We can look for bullish setup here, and what we do is only when we can break above here. When we can break above here is the only time we look for bullish setup. Okay, so we can break above here on the daily time frame. I think that would be a nice time to actually look for buy signals. But at the moment here, we didn't get into the trade, so we just wait there, you know, to see. But we see something that would look like a possible head and shoulder here. So we could actually push price to breaking up that structure. All right. The EURGBP, the EURGBP actually did hit the 127, which we spoke about probably 3 months ago, and before then trying to drop down. The drop, first one drop wasn't a real concern because it looks kind of crazy, right? But now we are starting to put more interest on the EURGBP in terms of how I want to approach this trade. So possibly I am thinking that possibly the price actually comes in one more time into trying to test this huge resistance area, and that will hold. I think we can actually see price actually dropping back into the 1.2 area and also the 1.20 area. 122 area, also 120 area. That would be very classic. I think my opinion, all right, so definitely we can actually see further rises actually coming into testing this area which we have pointed on the later time frame. So we're just going to be looking at how everything will unfold around that point. Okay, the USDCHF actually did drop. Okay, actually did drop because at one point it was trading inside of the downward channel. Okay, broke off the base flat, dropped one more time down. So I would only look to short this trade only when I have a very solid structure to work with. Okay, and if I don't have one, I think I want to wait for 1 week candle to actually do the push up for me. I think only then will I look to come into the trade. Okay. GBPCAD, apart from not looking for an opportunity to actually long the GBP against any other currency, but I think the GBPCAD actually poses quite a different opinion. But on my own trading journal here, I don't want to be longing the play. So I just want to be shorting the play. So possibly if I can have a push up into just in a hurry in this week to actually come into here. I think I'll just put it a short trade right here. You actually have gone into this testing this zone. I think that would be a very nice time short TP1, also short TP2, and look short to TP3. I think 1 and 2 should just be an area which I'll look to actually stop before we ever hit, because definitely I can expect big drops before then the pullback and then another drop. That's the classic. And okay, with the EURGBP, EURGBP last week actually did show failure to move up from this huge structure here, feeding candle, gold skin intake, okay, and we saw how price then dropped one more time to downside back into testing this trend line here. So if this trend line could actually hold to hold, we can actually see some reaccumulation around the trend line and then maybe an explosion of that point there, and that would be very classic. So Delhi looks awesome. If you can have you know, just early in the week, so we can't really start to anticipate any daily setups, okay, daily closure here. So, but looking at the whole thing here, I think if we can have a rise up in the week, I think we might fancy a short trade back into the trend line before then actually that happens. All right. It did show us here. I think this could be a very nice area here for a short trade around the 0.909 area. I think that should be a very good area there. Let's see in terms of risk to reward. We can risk up here down to 2 pips, 113 pips, but that could actually go sideways. 9 pips. Well, I think it would be a good trade to some people, some persons. Okay, and we captured this pick last week with the EUROCAD. So the EUROCAD did this pick last week, and we have bagged them. Okay, so it's in our pocket. Okay, so we actually, as a trader, the only thing I want to be doing at any point in time is to bag in this pick. Okay, so starting off the week, we are starting to see euro strength coming in here from short, and we could actually fancy a test and rejection of this area on a daily time frame. And if that could happen, I think that would be a nice time to actually start looking for short opportunities. But if the daily candle actually close in this format, I think we'll be able to situation, okay, to see Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we can then expect the drop. All right. So that'll be all. We just for the EURGBP. Let's just go straight into the metals. Okay. The metals we captured some pips. Okay, and we didn't really lose them all. And as a trader, sometimes you could capture the pips and then you can lose them in the process. You know, turn bad trade, good trade into bad trade. Sometimes it do happen. But we didn't really turn this into bad trade, but we only turned it into a break-even trade because we entered at the right spot. Okay, we entered here, and when price actually kept bouncing off this point back into the support, stayed longer, and there was problem in the land, and I just quickly moved my stop loss here, and you know, boom, this candle came in and then triggered and allowed the trade. So you know, entry could really be an important factor in your trading life. Okay, where you enter your trade is most paramount. Okay, not really the equity, but your entry, okay, is always key. Okay, because I knew that overall, when I talk about this markdown here with this candle, I talked about price coming down. Okay, you know, coming down, you know, and you know, that's also happening. But definitely we have seen Asian candle here, so we can expect the candle to come back down. And you know, here we don't have a working structure, so we just need to avoid it. Okay, we don't have any working structure at the moment for this day right now. Also with silver, we have a working structure. So on the higher time frame, until we could align into having a working structure. But I think if we could come into this area one more time, that would be a very cool area to start looking for the short opportunities, and we could look to target the downside instead of here. Even when we've seen this huge rejection of this area here from a weekly time frame, but from a monthly time frame, we are sitting here, and we could also still further rise from a monthly time frame, because this is a huge filling candle here that will actually come take price into testing with low before it then drop to downside and in the month. Okay, so we start looking for liquidity. So you know, it's very competent with the price action trading. This is a doji, okay, a hammer, right, structure, so which can actually indicate a better pattern of some sort. So this will actually be in place to actually see a further go up to upside. You can actually risk it down here and then target up this point. But all the things will only happen if you could have a cool entry for a trade. Okay, so at the moment we've seen after this huge candle, we've seen price for that move to the upside. So possibly you can have a pullback of some sort. I think that would be a nice time to actually look for those long trade. All right, so I'm just making low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and make a new low, and then you can continue to upside in that format. So higher high, higher low. I think that's what we want to see in the market for an uptrend. You know, higher high, higher low. Structure, all right. So we just want to think that, and when we see that, I think that'll be very awesome. All right, just see that higher high, higher low structure, and just go down to the 30 minutes. I don't often like to go down to this time frame because it's not my time frame. All right, but just want to bring clarity here. Image is low, high here, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. What we're looking for is higher low. All right, then we can put our stop loss and then continue to target this point. I think that would be very awesome to see. All right, so wrap it up for today's session. I wish you all the best in your trading life, and always remember that trading is more psychological than technical. Previous development actually doesn't guarantee future results, and trade only what you can afford to lose. Trading at all times involves risk, and you can lose more than your capital. You need to learn to trade the hard way, and also trade the right way, and trade in the shadows of smart money. Then and only then will make cool profit. I love you all. See you soon.